I want to share in my spirit, I just keep hearing fear not. And I just hear God just say there's a lot of people afraid. There's a lot of people afraid right now with all this end time talk, end time rapture. And I just hear him saying, just to tell my people to fear not. Also, with the death, the fear, all this talk about the pandemic and people dying, among other diseases that are taking people. We're just seeing more death than we have seen previously, and it's just ramping up, it seems like. And I just hear God just continue to say, just to tell my people to fear not. Psalm 46, 1 through 3 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. And then Isaiah 41:13 says, For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, fear not. I am the one who helps you. And I just felt like he just wanted me to just share my testimony again of when I died as a child, that when I died and my spirit left my natural body and I came up out of my body and I was looking at my body, I could see my mom. I had no fear. I was not afraid. I was a child, but I was not afraid. And then when my body left earth and I was in that dark tunnel, there was darkness all around. I was not afraid. I was not thinking about death. I was not thinking of anything that led to fear. And then I saw the light, and my body, or my spirit, I should say, my spirit was just going towards the light, like I had no control of the motion, and I had no fear. I had no fear of where I was going. And then when I got to the light, a hand pierced into the darkness and pulled me into heaven. And it was Jesus, and he was there with his light. And I had no fear. He was there, and his light was warm, and it was comforting, and it was peaceful, and it was lovely. And I just feel he wants me just to share that story, continue to share it. If you're afraid of when you leave this earth, whether through death, whether through Jesus coming, to not be afraid. That I personally can tell you that through death, I had no fear. I had no thoughts of fear. Even when I was in heaven, I did not fear that I was there by myself without my parents. Jesus was there to comfort me. And as we walked along in heaven, he kept me near his side. He kept me near him, and I was not afraid. I was not afraid. And so he just keeps telling me just to tell my people to fear not. Psalm 23:4, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And I just recently, within the last month or so, I had a dream of one of my friends. Her son died at the age of 4. He drowned in a pool, and I had a dream of him, and he was little, and he was mumbling something, and I put my ear up to him, and he was saying, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And when I messaged my friend to tell her my dream, she said that when he was in the pediatric intensive care unit, that she was reading that over him. And in my dream, that's what he was saying over and over. And so I just want to encourage you to not be afraid. Do not be afraid of the times. Do not be afraid of these last days. Do not be afraid of death. Do not be afraid if you lose someone. If you know they're going to heaven, they are not fearing they're not fearing death. They're not fearing God. Once they cross over, that God's light is there. God's peace is there. I personally know that from my personal experience. And I just want to say, fear not. God says, fear not, for I am with you. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you. Be blessed.